Hey you guys, it's Brid. Today we're here to react to a couple of TikToks that I have saved over the last couple of days. I wanted to share them with you guys. And I also want to clear the air with a couple of things that have to do with Jessica Kent. I find these to be very important. And we're also going to talk about her addressing a couple of things on her recent live. I figured that this would make for a better video to break it up instead of throwing it in my video that ended up being over an hour long that I posted yesterday. Kind of the 1 hour mark is really long for me for a video, and I know that you guys like the longer form content, but anything over an hour, I feel like people are going to start to lose interest. So either way, we're here with another video, but if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, so the first thing is I know that this is going to sound like me being a broken record and it might even work some of your all's nerves, but I take my content very seriously. And even though some of it might be lighthearted, some of it might be heavier, some of it is a little bit in between, some of it matters, some of it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, I have always come on my channel with no ill will and no bad intentions for whatever I'm talking about, whether it's a brand or a person. And I have received comments from some of the ride or die crew that just makes me cringe. It's always made me cringe, to be honest. But I've received some comments over the last few days of people saying, well, you're making it worse by reacting to it. And again, this same old argument of it's none of your business. I've talked about the it's none of your business thing before, and common logic for most people that have a functioning and intact brain is if you don't want people to have opinions about it, keep it off the internet. We know how that goes. But to the other side of that, I want to say that me making content, giving people a place to vent their frustrations, is not making anything worse for Jessica. If she wanted all of this to stop, she has it in her power to make it stop. She could literally, like I said yesterday, unlist videos, private them, and make a video addressing, I'm going to take some time off, pull my stuff together, and actually do what I'm saying I'm doing, which is focusing on my healing journey and protecting my children. But instead, she continues to push more and more and more content out, giving people more and more to react and respond to. And as an internet community, we have every right to have discussions around things that are happening online. It is not harmful. It's not making anything worse. It is not, at least for my content, I will speak for myself. I am not here to harm Jessica. I am here to have a conversation about it and hope for some accountability. If we ever see that, it probably won't happen. But in the meantime, I am going to give people a place to vent their frustrations because I think that's very important in internet culture. Commentary is a huge space on social media. Whether you're making videos on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, maybe you're running a Reddit page, whatever it is, you're giving people a place to vent their frustrations. And as long as those frustrations are not bullying, harassing, people going real life and, releasing addresses and this kind of stuff, I see no problem with it. So, for the ride or die crew that wants to, co-sign the victim narrative, you guys are free to do that, but stay the fuck off my channel with trying to say that a commentary channel is doing more bad than it is good. Don't know what to tell you. Get off my channel. That's how I feel about it. Let's go over to Reddit and talk about it says Jessica addresses Chris the child abuser. This is a comment response, and the original comment said, "You are both wrong. Of course he was calling CPS to check on the kids. You have a child abuser and a dangerous thug around your kids. You are both grimy." And she responded, and this response was edited, which I always find kind of interesting, especially if it has to do with something like this. I know people edit comments all the time, but when it comes from her saying that she can tell her story up, down, sideways in her sleep, you would think that when she's responding to something, she means what she says and she says what she means, and that's just what it is, because she is so right in what her story is. But she responds and says, "You mean Reese's friend? Might want to roll back through my Instagram. That charge was reduced in 2021. Not that it's okay, but that friend has done years of therapy. I don't believe in spanking or hitting kids as a form of punishment like he did, and he recognizes that he was wrong and has put in a lot of work to get better. I see him once a year. He lives in Florida. He's ex-military and helped me via phone calls to understand basically what Reese is going through." So here's the thing that I find interesting about that. First of all, her timeline of this is incorrect. The charges that people were talking about were in 2022, literally last year.
Jessica Kent's best friend Chris was charged with child abuse and domestic violence in March of 2022. Jessica and JD love discussing how much they hate people who abuse children and women, which is ironic since their current friend abused a child and a woman.
Keep your hands off women and children!
That's my friend Chris. He has been here through all of this shit. Not a serial fun seeker, is a really good friend of mine.
A recent video on Chris's TikTok after Jessica's kids did his makeup in her house.
Because in the 40 years I've been on this planet, I have never been a good person. I am on felony probation for child abuse against my children. They'll tell you I'm not a good person. The amazing woman I was talking about in that video, well, I cheated on her multiple times. She'll tell you I'm not a good person. Because unfortunately, I know better than anyone what that kind of manipulation and abuse looks like.
Secondly, to say that he's Reese's friend, that was never announced. When she has mentioned him, she has never said, "Oh, that's Reese's friend. Oh, this is Reese's friend." She said, "It's my friend Chris." So even if we're not going to really focus on the labels here, the charges that she's talking about were in 2022. So you're in the complete wrong year. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And secondly, to me, this sounds like it's definitely giving "I excuse child abusers," and everything that unfolded with Reese was not okay. But we go back to the point that she has this guy in her house now, so it kind of seems like she's swapping one for another, and anything that Reese does is wrong, but she will excuse and accept it if somebody else does it. Oh, it's okay. It's okay that this is happening because this person did therapy and has, done work on themselves. But girl, you're in the wrong year. So let's talk about what happened last year. And even if she wants to say, this is somebody that I see once a year, we're still focused on the foundational issue that this is somebody who has charges from last year involving children, and you're allowing him to interact with your children in your home. So you can say, oh, it's only once a year and try to discount that, but most of us see the real issue there. So here's the whole thing that I want to say real quick about this cheating situation. Some people have said, and I know that Nicole has also addressed this, I'll link her video down below if you guys are interested in hearing from somebody else on the same issue. When it comes to the emails that are being discussed, the issue with the emails and the reason that people are really upset about these is because it goes to show that Jessica has portrayed herself to be somebody that she was not. During this time, we're led to believe that she was just this housewife who was cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids and trying to build her YouTube channel and go to school. And that is all amazing. But the issue is that you're also cheating. And I don't care if you're doing it through email, text, in person, through a fucking dating website. I don't care. A cheater is a cheater is a cheater. That's how I feel. And if you are a cheater, that speaks to your character. And in my opinion, when all of these emails were going back and forth, she didn't even have her YouTube channel. She could have never dreamed that this would have been playing out on a public stage. And I mentioned that on my video yesterday. When you're moving around like this and you're not even on social media and you're, being scummy and you kind of think that nobody would ever find out about it, but your past will follow you. That is so easy to understand. It's like exactly what Jessica said. If you don't want people to know you do bad shit, then don't do bad shit. It's a very easy rule to follow. But when she does it, we're supposed to look the other way and be quiet, right? I'm here to talk about everybody's problems. Reese, Jason, Jessica, Mindy, I have said before, I think that they are all toxic to one degree or another. Some way worse than others. But let's listen to what she has to say about this situation and go from there.
You cheated on him since 2015. Okay. Did I, Laura? Were you there? She'll never address it. I will address it when and if I fucking choose to, in the way that I choose to, if I decide to do it on my timeline at my own pace. And I would rather y'all think whatever the fuck you want. And, did In-N-Out just give you? Oh, wait, no, In-N-Out's been here for a while. What kind of creamer do you put? You always ask me about my coffee. Exact amounts. I don't measure it or anything. I just, it's just like I pour it till it's, who cares if she cheated? Doesn't warrant the abuse. I kind of knew better than in, I forget what video this was. I think it was video 2 of me being silent, but not anymore. Don't block the trolls. I live for them. I said at the end of one of the videos that I want to talk about cheating in this relationship, but I didn't know how to do it. And it's messy and complicated and confusing and it's a lot. And I thought I shouldn't make this without him. Because he and I talked about it. Well, I shouldn't make this without him. And then I kind of backpedaled. And then he picked up Mindy off the side of the road or some shit, I don't know. And got her to post all that stuff. Now he's feeding other channels misinformation and drama. And I will address my fucking sex life when and if I choose to. Past, current, present, whatever. Past or present. I will share that when and if I choose to. And it's very weird to me that people are like obsessed with my fucking sex life. No, it's not messy and confusing. You did it and that's it. Again, were you fucking there? No, you were not. You were not there. I have to bite my lip because I want to say it so bad. You know what I mean? Like I really want to just say that, but I'm going to try really hard not to because like I'm not going to take the bait. But when I do decide, if I decide to share that aspect of my relationship, it's no one's fucking business. You're going to be surprised, But yeah, so I will share that when and if I choose to. I'm not deflecting. It is just very weird to me that people are so aggressively in my face about my sex life, past or present. And if you guys think that I cheated on him in 2015 and you want to stick with that and you want to harass me every single day, multiple times a day, day in and day out in my emails, my comments, my DMs, go right ahead. But like maybe fucking get a different hobby. Like that sounds miserable.
Nobody is oddly obsessed with Jessica Ken's sex life. We all have one, okay? Nobody is obsessed. Nobody is being weird. People are calling in what it says about her character and the fact that she wants to say, oh, it was a Word document created by somebody, taking, again, zero accountability. At this point, she would be so much better off to just come clean. Come clean with all of it. She would have so much support from people that are on the fence right now, that are still, trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but they've got one foot out the door and they're kind of just over it. Accountability and coming clean not only feels good for you as a person, but it also shows people, well, geez, at least she didn't keep that lie going for, another year. Because this has been months and she does care what people have to say, because Reddit will talk about it or YouTubers will talk about it. And then we'll hear something from her a week or a month later. So you do care what people are saying. And usually, if people are completely wrong in their opinion, or you really just don't care, it's very easy to ignore, because you know that they are that wrong, and it's just, coming out of nowhere. There's no receipts, no proof, no evidence, no nothing. Then you ignore it and you just, kind of keep on moving on. But there have been so many receipts, so many firsthand accounts, and little tidbits of information that have been exposed about Jessica, and that's why she cares. It's because there are a lot of receipts floating around. You want to say that Jason is just her friend, but you guys have matching tattoos, and I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't just run around with just a friend getting matching tattoos when I'm in my, mid to late 30s. That's just me. Maybe it's just me, and that's okay if it is. But he has her tattooed on his damn leg. So to me, and to a lot of other people, we can see through kind of the bullshit that she's serving. And if the ride or die crew still wants to hang on to every word that she says, that's fine. But we're here to have a conversation about it, and you can't build a platform of hundreds of thousands of people portraying yourself to be this way when you're actually not that way at all. It all seems like a lie, and it all seems like an entire internet personality was built off of a lie. That's what it seems like to a lot of people right now. I will continue to keep my eye on this situation and kind of hit on the high points, but I felt like this was an important video to make, just to re-clarify. Like, I can take a lot online and actually ignore most of it, but when it comes to people saying that I am actively out to harm somebody with my content, I do feel like that deserves a couple minutes of my attention, so I figured that I would put it in the beginning of the video. Hopefully you guys all understand. I will continue to follow this, and we will have updates as needed. I want to jump over to the Dougherty Dozen TikTok because I want to talk about roll calls and this video that Alicia did saying that she doesn't like drama. When she's doing these roll calls, there's a big safety issue that Alicia refuses to acknowledge. Number one, the roll calls are, as I've said previously, the roll calls give strangers on the internet so much info about your kids. And the way that could play out in real life is, take a stranger online. They know where you live. They know where the kids go to school. They know the kids' schedule. And all that they would have to do is approach one of your children out in the, one of the fields, if they were playing a sport, or on the playground for some of the younger kids while they're at school. And all that they have to do is approach your child and say, oh, well, I know that your favorite movie is Mario Brothers, and I know your favorite color is blue, and your mom, Alicia, told me to come pick you up at this time, and I'm just a friend of your mom. I know that your birthday is April 2nd, 1998, or, whatever the date is. You're just giving people so much info about your kids, and I don't understand. I don't expect her to change a whole lot, because I just don't think that she's a teachable person. But when it comes to this amount of giving people all of this info about your kids, that is where I can teeter on saying that she is a bad parent. Because it's bad enough to have them on social media, but to also tell all of those people on social media their birthday, their school where they go, what sports they're playing, what their schedules are. That's the side of things where I think it is completely reckless and completely out of hand to provide people online with all of this info. Now, secondly, she went ahead and announced that her oldest kid is going to be working this summer at the YMCA. So anybody that wants to meet this child can go ahead to the YMCA and meet him while he's at work, because you know that people online have no boundaries, and she has made her kids internet celebrities and local celebrities. And so you are giving them not only, you know, hey, someone who might not have the nerve to show up at your private residence, they might have the nerve to show up where this kid is working when the parents are not there. Because you're taking away that layer of, okay, well, you know, going to the house is really weird, but maybe I'll just go to the YMCA and act like I want to swim or play basketball, and I know that this kid is working there. How is this okay? To just completely throw your kid's safety into the trash can, not once, but like hundreds of times, and continue to do it, and she is still celebrated. I think people that celebrate this kind of behavior are brain dead. That's how I feel. It is the most ignorant stance to have, to applaud this kind of stuff. And hey, I have said in the past that there are some things that Alicia does that I really like, and I have mentioned those along the way. It is not all bad, but the majority of it is bad, and to see that behavior applauded is what really gets me, even after all of this time that I've been covering them. Now, she also posted this other video, and it's Justin Bieber saying, I don't like drama, and she said, when people say our triplets can't be triplets. So here's the thing, Alicia, nobody is hung up on the fact that you call them triplets, at least not that I have seen. What people are upset about is your white savior complex, and you making jokes about them being the Oreo triplets and things along these lines. You have not been an advocate for these Black children that you have in your home. You have made it a point to tell the internet that their father was in jail. You have used their meltdowns or temper tantrums as part of your content in order to prove a point. And you have also thrown shade at Black barbershops and said that, oh, nobody is nice to me when I go in there. And I've said before, that part just, I think, is complete bullshit, because I have heard from numerous people, and I have had my own personal experiences. I have never been shunned away from a Black barbershop. I have never been made to feel awkward or uninvited. In fact, I would say it's the complete opposite. And I think that she is just a liar, and I think that she uses anything she can in order to either make herself look better or get sympathy and or praise from the weirdos that are continuing to, you know, cheer her on. Go Alicia. Supermom, right?
Hey, so I wanted to answer this because I have tried repeatedly to bring my twins to a Black barber, and I am repeatedly like shunned by the entire barbershop. They won't look at me, they won't deal with me, they won't take my twins. We will stand there for an hour being completely ignored. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping now that the twins' dad is staying out of jail that he can be the one to bring them. Because they would not even give me the time of day.
And is mad at me, so he threw all the toilet paper out the window, giving us this fun, festive Halloween look.
Great question, Kathy. He's currently mad at me because his biological parents did not show up to his birthday party on Friday. So then I rescheduled and said that they could come on their own Monday and do our own party, and they also did not call or show up to that. So, in the world of children in foster care and adoption, when they are angry and upset with their biological parents over something, they tend to take it out on their adoptive parents.
Instead of saying that people are so hung up on the fact that you call them triplets, why don't we actually talk about what people are upset about, and it is your white savior complex. So either way, you know, there are some other TikToks that she has posted. It's the same old boring content that I am not here to pick apart, at least today. But I did want to kind of throw that out there. The roll calls really bother me, and the fact that she has told everybody where her kid is working is not protecting your kids. And even if the kid is 17 years old, he's not 18, and I don't think that his safety should be put at risk. Do I think that a 17-year-old can, kind of start to make their own decisions with social media? Sure. But maybe he didn't want everybody to know that he's working at the YMCA. And Alicia went ahead and announced it. So either way, I think that's enough ranting for today. But for now, if you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.